Hello everyone, welcome to the episode of Beyond Podcast again. And in today's episode, I am excited to be chatting with Dr. Apurva from North Carolina, USA. Apur has a background in biotechnology with a doctorate from University of British Columbia and a postgraduate degree from University of North Carolina. He currently holds a corporate position in BASF, and what we are trying to do today is we are trying to understand how people can overcome challenges and transform successfully in their career when they are away from home. So help me welcome Apur. Welcome Apur, and thank you very much for your time to participate to be a guest in our today's Beyond Fear podcast.
Thank you, and my pleasure to be part of this podcast.
So Apur, how many years you have been settled in abroad, and what actually made you travel there?
So this year is 20 years I have been away from India. So this is a really interesting time to talk about it. This has been a long journey, and it all started with one aim. I really wanted to have a higher education and wanted the best out of it. And so I was looking for going out, find my passion and do the research and just succeed. And so I thought North America is one of the best destinations, especially 20 years back was the best destination where I can achieve that. And that's where I decided I will go out and pursue my dreams.
So when you first arrived or when you first started traveling from India for studying abroad, how did you manage your fear as a student? Because I understand that it's a natural thing when you are traveling abroad alone for the first ever time. You may have some sort of stress, anxiety, fears in your mind. So how did you actually manage all that?
So, I mean, there are a few things that are still common in 20 years, and there are a few things that have completely changed when I flew 20 years back. And I think the challenges that started with this kind of decision not only started when I landed up in North America, it started just long time before that, because you get admission somewhere, you decided that you want to be part of that education, and then you want to fly out. Now the whole stress starts. You're very excited on one side, other side you start thinking about being away for so long, and don't know when you will be coming back, meeting your family, meeting your loved ones again. So those are a lot of thoughts going around, and it's a mixture of thoughts that always goes in your mind. And I think it's very similar right now. Even the technology has changed completely. I'm talking of 20 years back when we never had Skype, or we never had WhatsApp, something like that. So those kind of things now, at least as a student, when you're going out, you have that in your mind that, okay, I can be in contact with the family, but that was not there 20 years back. So I think that's where it started. And when I landed up in North America, there were other challenges that we can talk about.
So did you ever face like how will I be able to adjust here? Will I find a sense of belonging here? Will this country accept me? Or because you have invested some efforts and money to travel, and you don't want to go it waste. Yeah. So I mean, what did you actually do to tackle those things?
So when you are planning and you haven't even landed there, I think these thoughts doesn't come to your mind because you are more excited about just going out, pursuing your dreams. So these things doesn't matter. Yes, once you are there. So once I landed in Vancouver, and I was like, okay, now what? So that's when all these small things start. First few days you are fine because you are trying to get into the daily schedules, meeting the daily things that you are doing. Is not very different, and it was not very different then, and it's not very different now. Of course, there are cultural aspects to cultural challenges that you have to face. There are personal challenges that you have to face. Language was not a problem because we went into some place which was English speaking place. So that is not a problem at all. However, I think the biggest pain I had was the mental stress I had was kind of far away from home. I don't know whether I can call it as homesickness, but it was not that because at that age you don't have that. It's more about both mental stress that was going only not with the professional side, but on your personal side too. So how do you balance that? I think that was the most important part. And there you really need a lot of support from your family back home. And also you need to be very open for networking, for talking, and for sharing with whoever you meet. You will be amazed that people who looks from outside are very hard to talk, are the best people whom you can actually approach and talk. So one thing that has helped me in all this process and tackling all these challenges, landing into new place, new country, was the communication, and also not the hesitation of asking questions. So if you are okay asking questions, even whether how to cross the road, how to even buy a small grocery, or how to open a bank account, or how to even adjust in the classroom, and how the test format will be in your first course that you are taking in your university. Those kind of questions, if you are very open and you are not shy about asking and not feeling that what people are going to think about myself, like, oh, he doesn't even know this. If you don't have that kind of feeling, I think you will always succeed.
I can definitely relate that, and I believe that the same learning or the same message that you are giving us today is very much valid in all the aspects of life, whether it's your student life, your classroom, or your current corporate career where
Exactly.
you are right now.
Yep.
So you have a successful career now. And what do you feel about this transformation from the life you had initially when you landed there, and then you transformed to this particular moment right now where you are sitting in your
Yeah.
corporate world?
So you have to differentiate biotechnology field from many different fields like information technology or many other fields. In a way, it's a very slow progress, very slow moving field. So you have to achieve a lot more before you enter into something. So I think that is the biggest difference. So you have to be very, very patient. Of course, you work hard on what you are doing, and then there are times which are you are completely blackout because you don't see what's going on or what will happen after a few years because you don't see any opportunities in front of you. That, as I said, it's very different from IT field where you know, oh, I have this master's degree, I have a PhD, and I know I have a line of jobs in front of me. This is not like that because it's such a broad field. You decide first which wherever you want to be. So that is one thing. You have to be very persistent. So you keep on doing what you're doing. Just be very patient with that and work hard. Once you work hard on it, I think things will move. The second point I want to make here is just be very flexible. Don't be so staunch, oh, I really wanted to be in this field and I want to have to be in this field. No, actually, there are different paths of reaching the same target. Sometimes you have to take a shortcut. Sometimes it's a very long way of going around. So I think for me, lot of times it has been a very long journey to achieve what I wanted to achieve.
I know that. Yeah.
So I think that's where one part. Another part I would like to say, the second point is just be very uh, humble in what you get, because just be very disciplined and also just be very encouraging in everything you do. So try to be at amiable context, amiable respect for others, whether it's your supervisor, whether it's your manager or anyone. And I think in the end, I have seen that sometimes you have a lot of disagreements, and those disagreements, if you take them as very nicely and you move them through very easily, basically what would have happened that those disagreements actually become your strength in the end. So if you can go through that very patiently and have your eye on the target where you want to be, you will achieve that. So for me, for example, I always wanted to work for a corporate biotech company, especially in agriculture. And when I started, I had no idea how will I achieve that. I was building my skills towards it. I knew what I need to be, but then how to enter it was a challenge. But I kept on doing things what I need to, and I think I achieved where I am right now, and I'm very happy about that.
So, did any time talking to people who have been already successful in uh, some area or who have walked the path of success, did any time any interaction with them helped you, or it was a means, and that actually gave you a sense of achievement? You know that yes, I have done that.
Actually, yes, and actually, no. I mean, regular interaction with people in the field you want to be is going to help you a lot to build your skills to achieve that goal. Sometimes you have to be in the right place at the right time. And I think that really helps you in getting things. So for that, you have to keep your eyes open. Just be very proactive in what you are doing. Just keep looking around you, how things are moving. And if you can do that, I think that's going to help you out. I mean, things have completely changed now as it was 10 years back or 15 years back. There were many different aspects to how you can build your network. Now you have a lot more choices to do that. It's always going to help you with that. But in the end, I will say it's you, your own push, your own persistence that is going to help you with achieving what you want to. And for everyone, there are times of ups and downs. There will be, and there are. And whether I have gone through them, I think everyone has gone through them. It's just how you balance your time that time. I mean, everything looks very bleak at that moment, but then how you come out of it and you keep trying what you do, I think that's going to really, really make things. And another part is just as I mentioned before, be patient about it. Don't try to rush in certain fields that, okay, I really want to be a vice president of a company in like next 3 years. I think it may work in some fields, it may not work in many other fields. So I think that's something I really want to, that's my strength.
Oh yeah, that's right. And so one last thing, Apur, I would like to understand, like you have mentioned that the family support is very important, and you have been going from different field to corporate, and then in corporate you settled, and then you moved ahead, and today you have a large team with you. What is the response of your family about all of this transformation that they might have seen with you? So the reason I'm asking is that when people come out of this, their challenges, and they try to transform themselves beyond fear, so it also impacts the people who they are surrounded by.
Yep. No, I agree with that. And I think you always need a support from your family. And especially when you have a partner who is not supportive, it's not possible to achieve what you are. So I think thanks to my partner, thanks to my family back home, to my mother, to my brother, everyone, that I am here. And I'll give you just one thing that there was a time when I started in the beginning, and then really was like so really wanted to run away and just be back home. And there was a story that I think you have sent me, and that was about a butterfly and a cocoon. And that story is still in my office, and I keep it there. It's about a butterfly that was developing under a cocoon, and then a guy couldn't see how much struggle was it for a small butterfly. So he cut out the cocoon and let the butterfly come out, but that butterfly was never developed and couldn't fly. So I think these are the struggle of the life that make you strong to face where you are and to achieve your passion. So those are small things, and then you can see that that small thing can give you strength, and that still keeps me for 20 years to go walk through. So small things can make you these go through these challenges, as well as I think it's very important for us to understand the family support is the biggest support that you can always have.
I love that story, Apur. I really love that story. That's a very profound message for our audience. And I believe I was about to ask you one key message for the audience, but you have already told that in the story. And to all our audience, just get back to us with whatever you have taken away from this particular episode. What one message that you are going to apply from today. So let us know. And thank you and bye bye. Have a good day. Thanks, Apu.
Thank you. Bye.